Hello and welcome to Biblical Solution to Real Problem. We talked about last week the youth, and we are going the same direction. We want to focus on our youth. They are very important to us in society, in our families, and in church, even in the eyes of God. My name is Josie Teno, and I have the guest with me, nobody else but Pastor Patrick. You are welcome, Pastor.
Thank you for having me back.
You are welcome.
Maybe I behaved last time.
You did well.
Okay.
So we want you to continue enlightening us on the youth matter.
Okay.
Today we are going to address the youth and the parents.
Okay.
So who do you think is a parent? Who can we call a parent?
Well, let's give the simplest definition. To me, a parent is not just someone who has brought the child in this world. Okay. Let me begin by what the parent is not. You can be you can bring somebody in this world here. If you are not parenting them, raising them in the way they should go, I don't call you parent. You are, and I don't call you even a father, because you are not the provider. You are not the sustainer. You are not the father. For me, a parent or a father or a mother is someone who's responsible of raising the child on the way they should go to become a good citizen in the society. And that's a parent.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So parent, to hear that, if you are not doing what you're supposed to do, you are not supposed to be called a parent.
No.
So let us learn how we can be a parent. So you have to cater for the person, bring him up like the way you're supposed to provide for the person. That's how you know you are a parent.
Because father is what? Upholder, provider, and sustainer. If you're not doing these three things, you're not father.
I see.
Okay? Yeah.
Okay. All right. So having a parent, the Bible taught us to honor them. How do we do that?
How do we honor our parents?
Yeah.
Okay. Children, obey your parent in all things.
Yes.
we
all
Colossians 3:20, right?
I have an issue with that passage, because there is another who said, obey your parents in the Lord.
That's Ephesians.
So if your dad is demanding something of you, which is not of the Lord,
No. I think we have to understand that children, obey your parents. Let's look at that. Is it Ephesians? Let's see. Okay, Ephesians. Okay. Ephesians chapter 6. Children, obey your parent in the Lord, for this is right. Okay?
Yes.
It's one part to verse 1. Your parent in the Lord. I believe right here they're talking to us about spiritual leaders. The
your parents in the Lord.
Those who birth us in Christ.
Those okay, who, then I got it twisted.
Through those who, when we give our life to Christ, they are the one who presented that. I don't really believe so much in the spiritual father. Our heavenly Father is the spiritual father, but I believe in father in the faith.
Yeah.
People who brought us into faith. So those are our parents, okay, in the Lord, okay? Now, and then we have honor your father and mother. That's another, now the biological father and mother. Honor them, which is the first commandment with a promise, okay? And now verse 3 gives us that promise. The promise says, so that it will go well with you and that you may enjoy long life on the earth. So this is not just automatic, it's just going to happen. No, because if you're following the instruction, like my father would tell me, or my mother would tell me, hey, listen, don't hang out with bad guys. Okay? Now, my friends who did not listen to the parent, we were 18 years old, 19 years old, they were already had father or two. Okay? And their life was complicated, and they start messing up and things like that. And you go dancing dancing with friends and they shooting and then you died. And, I'm not saying that shooting is always because you went in a bad place, because now they're shooting in the church, But sometimes we may end up destroying our life because grandma, father, mother, because our grandma, they can be our parent too, are doing everything that they can to tell us don't do this, and we continue to do that. So I think that's one of the things that we have to be careful about. Now, when it comes to how do we honor them, which was your question, we honor them. I think every parent wants to see his child become somebody that God wants them to become. Okay, they want them to excel and give honor to the family name, give honor to them. This joy, okay, when you look at the report card of your child, or you go meet with the parent, the teacher, and they say your child is behaving good. My children, and I coach my son soccer, recreation soccer, but he play for the school also, and for his school, his coaches will call me like, hey, Patrick, your son behave good, the teacher, and things like that. When I hear things like that, it honors me, because back later on, what they say is like, they are, the tree by its fruit, right?
Yes,
so
I mean, the tree.
Yeah, the tree by its fruit. Yeah.
Okay.
You know that this is mango tree because you see mango there. So the tree by its fruit.
Yes.
So now, when you look at the child, the way it's behaving, they will usually put the connotation on the parent. It could be a bad one or a good one. Where I grew up in Africa, you see, when you do something bad, they say, whose child is this one? You see what I mean? So it's like they want to put the blame on your parent. Yeah. So the reverse is also possible, if you're doing good and people like they want to give. So I think one of the best way we honor our parent is striving to become everything that they wish we can become. And I know most parents, they want their children to become the best of what they are doing. So through education, when you are doing, you start going to school, go with all your heart. Try to do for you, but also to honor your family and to honor your parent. When you are in a party, you are everywhere. You behave yourself, you carry yourself in such a way that you know that, hey, listen, I'm the ambassador of my family. I represent my father. By the way, I carry his last name.
Yeah.
You should see how my dad is happy when we go somewhere and then people will respect me. It's like, oh, are you Pastor Patrick's dad? It's like, sometimes even if I wasted a minute to introduce him, he would introduce himself. It's like, I'm Daddy, I'm Patrick, Pastor. But I don't think if I was a criminal, then he's going to say, he's going to run away, But he's pride to see that, he wanted me to, he didn't want me to become a pastor, to be honest. But I've done well in education. I went to school. I got degrees and stuff. I have honored him. I have honored him, and my mother is no longer of this world. She's in heaven with Jesus. And I try my best. There are things that still today I can't do, because as a child, I used to feel like if I do it, she will see me.
Yes.
Like she knows everything.
Really,
she got eyes, everything.
Child. Yeah. Because even if mama is not there.
Yeah, so it became like a second nature to me. So I think even where she is in the cloud of witness, she can still see that my child is still carrying on. Yeah. So I think that's how we honor them. We honor them by respecting the instructions that they are giving to us, the discipline that they are giving to us. Yeah, that's how we honor them. Proverbs chapter 22, let me see, verse 15 say, folly is bound up in the heart of a child, but the rod of discipline will drive it far away. Okay? So I think the discipline our parents are giving to us, that's what causes the folly, the craziness, all those things to go far away from us. And that helps us actually to focus in the right way that we're supposed to go. So how do I honor my parents? I honor them by doing what they told me don't do. And they know better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for family where the parents are not doing what they're supposed to do as a parent, because you give us an example that you must provide, sustain, uphold.
Then you
provide,
are father.
sustain, uphold.
Yeah.
If that person is not giving all those three, and the child, because we're talking about the youth, they seems to know everything. They want to reason. So if parents are not giving that, and it's saying something, let me just give you an example. Like they are in family where daddy didn't go to school, and he want the child to go to school.
Yeah.
And for him, go to school is like you have to get there, and the child don't want to get there. Is that dishonor your parents if you choose not to go to that direction?
Okay. In everything, I think conversation is very, very important. Okay. Conversation is very, very important. Sometimes I think what happened with us is that we give order without explaining why is that important. Okay. We know people like Dr. Carson, I think if I say his name right, he ran for president and he didn't make it last time. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about. He's a Republican, African American, and he ran for president. He's actually a medical doctor. He's a neurosurgeon. I think he does brain surgery and stuff like that. I think that's the name of the guy. Okay. I watched his movie, and the mother did not even know how to read and write, but was making them learn how to read and how to write. And sometimes she'll even fake it, like she'll put colors like you didn't really hear. And they didn't figure out until they grow up, like, oh, this lady doesn't even know how to read or write. Wow. You see? So really there's no excuse. You know that your parents have the best in mind for you. Okay? The reason why they want you to do good, perhaps they're regretting what they did not do.
Yeah.
Okay? And they want you to become good. I read the book about Barack Obama, what the mother was doing to him. The mother did not live to enjoy it. But hey, he was the president of the United States twice. Okay? Because of, I believe, what the mother has tried to do in their life. But when the mother was no longer there, some other people continue, the grandparents continue. So even if somebody does not have a father who's responsible, that's when other people in the church especially can jump in. Every child deserves a parent. You don't have to be a biological parent of that child. I coach soccer, recreation. I could coach other things. Maybe go and do academy and stuff like that. But I love recreation because there's a category of kids that comes there. Mostly kids that cannot afford to go academy, or kids that actually they are not so much into soccer. They just want to have fun. But some they can afford it, but they just want to have fun. And those kids will come. Besides teaching them just soccer, I also strive to teach those kids something else. I try to teach them a life. They are not my children, my biological children, but I see them like my own children. The same counsel I can give, and I'll give. I remember going to a school where a child was misbehaving. And I went with the mother there. They called the mother there. The mother was tired of everything. And I went there to represent, and the daddy is not there. But I was there, I represented, and I talked with the child, and the child listened to me. You see, so I think we can always play a role if there is not a father there. So that child should not say, oh, they are not doing what they're supposed to do. Doing what we're supposed to do plays a major role. It helps actually the child to see an example to follow. But if that child does not have that, then somebody else has to step in. The mentorship system has to be in place in every church, in every community, even in the family, uncles and brothers and sisters. If you are getting it, you can step in and be pulling that child away from all the mess and be trying to speak into their life and try to help them. And you, the child, just know that every parent, every normal parent wants the best of his child. It may be drinking and has done bad things, but that's exactly why he doesn't want you to do that. So you focus in what they're trying to take you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it doesn't matter. You have to know that your interest is at their best.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to put it like there are some category of parents. What they were not able to do, they want their child to do that exact thing. But in life, we know that everybody have his own calling or whatever God sent you to do. For instance, if you wanted to be a doctor and you couldn't, now you want your child to be a doctor, but your son was not sent to be a doctor. What can you tell those type of parents?
Well,
and to that child too, how to relate both of them to come to an understanding?
It's conversation. Many parents, they're so busy, they don't have time to talk with their parent. I thank God because my children study 45 minutes away from my house. And I drive them every morning and I pick them up. I love those times. It helps me 45 minutes of conversation going, 45 minutes of conversation coming back. You know, it doesn't matter how busy I am, that's a good time. I coach my son's team, as I say, a soccer team. I take my daughter to the gymnasium when she go for a gymnastic. During that time, we talk. I think it's about talking. And blessed be the name of the Lord, because children will be asking questions.
Oh, yes.
He said, Daddy, I'm trying to become this in life. Daddy, I'm trying to do this. Mommy, I'm trying to do this. If they don't ask you, provoke the question. Say, what are you dreaming to become in life? Why? They will tell you. And I'll tell you, they'll be changing that all the time, you know. My son was to become a pastor. Now he's talking about becoming a soccer player / actor. And, you know, I have to take him somewhere so he can petition.
Oh,
and my daughter now wants to sing. Before she wanted to be a gymnast. You know, so it's changing as they are growing. But all we have to do is just direct them and tell them why you want to do this, or I want to do this and this and this and that. Me, I always want to lead them towards their passion. Okay? Because I think once you're doing what you're passionate about,
yes,
your passion and your gifting, because God is the one who put those things in you.
Yeah.
He put that passion in you and He gives you that gift. So you look forward to study. You look forward when you begin to work to go to work, because nobody can force you.
Yeah.
It's something that you love doing. You see what I mean? My dad wanted me to become a computer engineer in computer. I went a software engineer. I went to school in Malaysia 2 years. I did that. I never used it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I did good grade.
Yeah.
Very good grade, I'm telling you, sister. You know, if I could show it here, you know. I did very good grade, but I never use it. You know, God has a different path for me. But I still use the knowledge, you know, some knowledge that I got from there. But mostly, I went back to school. I studied pastoral ministry. I studied Christian leadership, you know, all the way. And that's what I use mostly. You know, I didn't want to be a pastor, but that was the will of God for me. So when I understood that,
everybody want to be a pastor. It's always God just gotta give you that.
Yeah, some people do though. I wonder why they fight for it. You know,
I don't think those are called.
Yeah, I don't think so too.
Yeah.
Because if you really call,
if you are called, you will not accept it from the beginning.
because you will understand what it takes. So basically, I think we have to let people follow their passion, okay, and then direct them, okay. Always try to ask the question why, and then reason with them. You cannot impose that, oh, you must become a doctor. Probably they don't have the same ability as you, and they don't have that passion.
Yeah.
They would, like me, I went and they get the 2 degrees.
We
and
don't
then
want to call it waste, but
yeah,
if you
and
could
then
have used it to do something.
Yeah, I didn't use it, you know, so.
Yeah. So that's the message. Parent, do not force, do not impose. Talk with the youth. Explain the reason why you want it and let them talk too, because most of the time they will talk, they will explain. They don't want to hear from the child why you want to do that or why you don't want to.
That scripture that you gave to me, my sister, it continue. I think we read it last time, right? Verse 4.
Solution.
Yeah. It says, Father, do not exasperate your children. So it's not just, you know, it's not just about you talking, you know. Let me see if I can find the scripture again for you. I think it's in Colossians. Give me 1 minute. The friends who are watching. Colossians chapter 3:21 says, Father, do not provoke your children, lest they become discouraged. Yes. That's the problem. You know, you must do like this. You have to become like this.
I am your parent.
Yeah, I'm your father. You know, it's like you are provoking the child.
Yeah.
You know, and they become eventually discouraged. You know, they don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
But there's a way you talk with them. You value what they value and listen to them. Why they're trying to do this. And if you think that it's not going with them, then you can show them and say, listen, this is what I noticed. You're good at this and this and this. I think if you do this, it's matching with you better. You know, slowly the child is embracing things that they understand.
Yeah.
Once you understand, it becomes easy.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
May God help us to get to that point. So we came to the understanding that we have to be parents, helping our children to go in the path God created for them. So, Pastor, our time is going. Can you pray for the parents?
Sure.
For God to enable us to be a parent, and then after pray for the youth also.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Let's pray. Father, I thank you for the opportunity to have this discussion with my sister Josiane. And I thank you for everyone who took the time out of the busy schedule to listen to what we have to say. And I thank you for these parents that are so experienced and they've lived longer than us here in the stage, but yet they took the time to listen to us. And I just pray, Father, for every parent out there, for strength, for wisdom, ability to be effective communicator when dealing with their children, and just help them to do that. Those who are struggling, I pray that you give them the power of the Holy Ghost. Because I know, Father, that when the power is available, respect must follow. Lord, you told the disciples one by one, follow me, and nobody argue with you, because you had the power in you. Release the power in every parent listening to me right now. That when they speak to their children, they will not demand respect, but they will command respect. Children will obey them because of the power of God and the light of God in them. They will see the glory of God in these parents so much so that they just want to follow what they are saying.
Amen.
I thank you, Lord, because I know you will do this. I also pray, Father God, for the youth, all the youth out there. I was young one day, and I know, Father God, the struggle that they have, the issue of boyfriend, girlfriend, and being bullied, and peer pressure, feeling like your parents don't understand. I know all those things, and I know it's not easy for them. But I pray, Father God, that you do a work you did in my heart, a work you did in the life of Jeremiah the prophet, a work you did in the life of David, a work you did in the life, Father God, of Timothy, that these children, these young people will embrace your word and will decide to serve you even in a young age. Open the eyes to see that they can still be cool in Jesus. They can still shine in Jesus. They can still be great in you. That they don't have to reject God for them to be cool. I thank you, Father God, because you are doing that work in their life. In Jesus' name I prayed with thanksgiving. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so very much for the prayer. And thank you, viewers. We love you so much, and we want you to apply the biblical solution to your real problem. We will see you next week, same spot, same time, to continue the discussion. We love you much, but God loves you best. Bye-bye.
When